Good evening and welcome to U News. I'm Andy Buchholz.
And I'm Jamie Boyan. Tonight, we'll recap performances from Saturday's stroller show. But first, voting for the SGA election is underway today, but there's one less candidate on the ballot. The elections were postponed until today to determine if sophomore Mark Snow could run. Snow was removed last night by the SGA election steering committee because his running mate, senior Cody Banta, didn't meet the GPA requirement. That leaves sophomore Ryan Budmeyer as the only candidate for president. To place a vote, simply log on to WebCT today or tomorrow to access the ballot. Later in the show, we'll have more on Snow's removal from the election. He'll be joining Jennifer Jones for U-Chat. Saturday night's stroller show may have proved that jokes don't have to be vulgar to appeal to students. The latest show featured more suggestive comedy than in past years. The organization's been on probation for the last 3 years. Stroller's president, Chris Healy, says the probation period came after complaints from university officials and alumni. This year, Healy says the Strollers worked harder to keep the show tastefully funny.
From everything that I've heard, we kept the crowd entertained. The jokes, for the most part, were tasteful, and we try and be respectful while also making sure everybody has a good time and entertaining USD. That's what the strollers are really about.
USD President Jim Abbott will soon decide if the organization will be taken off probation.
Staying on the subject of strollers, 5 different casts hit the stage to showcase music-filled skits during the show. U News' Kristen Whitman has a recap of their performances.
The first cast to perform included members from Sigma Nu, Lambda Chi, and Pi Phi. Afi, Teak, and Delt were the last to perform, but showed the audience what a true Shotgun Vegas wedding was all about.
Don't forget to say yeah, yeah,
A third place finish went to the GDI crew and its Egyptian zombie-filled spectacle. The runner-up spot went to Pike, Fidel, and AZ. The cast performed in true superhero style as their plot centered around a good guy, bad guy theme. But in the end, it was Beta, SAE, and Theta who claimed a first-place victory with their World Safari theme, and many costume changes. Reporting for U News, I'm Kristen Whitman.
Even though the semester is almost half over, it's not too late to get involved with student activities on campus. At Monday's Student Activities Center Fair, over 50 people from student groups were recruiting new members. The SAC's Lisa Nielsen says this is the first winter fair held in a number of years. But it wasn't just new students checking things out. Nielsen says it's important that all students get involved, and it's never too late.
I think that it's a good time for students, now they've been in school for a while, especially the freshmen who they're getting acclimated to what the school is like. So I think it's a good time to do it for that age group, and that's kind of our target group today.
If you missed Monday's SAC Fair, you can still get involved on campus. Just visit the Student Activities Center's website for a list of recognized student organizations on campus, or drop by the SAC office in room 101 of the temporary Student Center. Seniors graduating in May are already on the job search. U News' live correspondent Allison Wick takes a closer look at the South Dakota job market and the amount of job opportunities available to college graduates.
South Dakota is ranked number 1 on the Career Builders list of best states to live in for employment. The national unemployment rate is 5%, and South Dakota stands at a low 3%. Mark Yaki, a business school professor, thinks that South Dakota has a high employment rate due to our tax system, which allows businesses to set up and become successful, and also most people from the Midwest are hardworking and have strong Midwestern values. Yaki says to use all the resources USD offers to find job opportunities. He suggests visiting the Employment Services Office in the business school. Internships are also a huge gateway to employment opportunities, as well as talking with other USD students and alumni. Seniors should start looking for jobs early in their junior year. Many companies now start recruiting early and are looking for employees that are qualified, so make sure not to wait too long. Reporting for U News, I'm Allison Wick.
Thanks, Allison. Up next, USD's production of The Lieutenant of Inishmore opens tonight. We'll have a preview. And USD Frost organizers held their annual event last week to help students forget the woes of winter. These stories and more when U News returns in a moment. Stay with us. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee ended his campaign yesterday, dropping out of the Republican presidential race. Huckabee, who opposes issues such as abortion and gay marriage rights, won the caucuses in Iowa as well as 7 other states. But it was McCain who would come away with the presidential nomination last night after securing the needed delegates. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama continue the battle for their party's title. After losing primaries in Ohio and Texas, Obama says he plans to criticize Clinton more and raise doubts about her claims to foreign policy, another Washington experience. Police are searching for leads after 6 bodies and 3 wounded children were found in a home in Memphis, Tennessee. 2 men, 2 women, and 2 children died after they were shot and stabbed. Police speculate the killings took place sometime between Saturday night and Monday evening. The small, low-income community is no stranger when it comes to violence. In fact, the FBI ranked Memphis 8th in the country for reports of serious crime per capita, but the weekend attack appears to be the worst single shooting in the town in the last 33 years. So far, no victims have been identified, and police are ruling out the possibility of a murder-suicide.
Some students are trying alternative ways of making money. U News' David Heisen takes a closer look at the world of online gambling.
Many college students feel a financial burden of the cost of college. Some opt for part-time work to help ease that burden. However, others have chosen online gambling sites that they play on their home computer as a way to earn extra money.
A friend of mine got me hooked on it, put some money on when we were in high school, decided, hey, it's an easy way to make a quick buck.
Last 2 years I've really picked up. I started a little bit in high school, but really didn't take off until college. I think the worst has been a couple $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Right now, probably down around $800, but earlier in the week I was up about $1,000, I'd say.
Had months where I've won a lot of money, where it just on top of the world, but those down months or those down weeks just eat at you.
When asked if they would recommend it to other students, both students said that they would cautiously recommend it, but would warn the students to be careful and use their head. For U News, I'm Dave Van Heisen.
The U dance team took a new approach this year and headed west to Hollywood for a national competition instead of Florida, and the move paid off. U dance members had a first-place showing in the hip-hop competition at the West Coast National Championships. The competition consisted of all collegiate divisions, including Cal State Fullerton, a college USD's dance team has never beaten until now. The team also placed second in the jazz competition. The team attributes its success to changing its dance style after having a down year. A team member says the new hip-hop style caters more to the squad. Though the team got back at 2 this morning, they'll be performing tonight at the men's conference basketball game.
Last week, students took part in many events as part of USD Frost Week, sponsored by the Program Council. On Wednesday, students competed in a chili pepper eating contest. At the Piñata Bash on Friday,